Oh boy, do we have a fun destination style / travel trailer RV to look at today in this brand new 2026 Forest River Cherokee Black Label. It's the 27 MDK, if I'm remembering the number correct. And this is a dual patio setup on here with windows galore, multiple entry doors into the RV, and it has lofts inside. It's a lot of fun to take a look at, and it's fully equipped to essentially be a home away from home. So let's go take a look. Come on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and today we are here taking a look at this 2026 Forest River Cherokee in their Black Label line. This is going to be the 27 MDK, and then it has the BL on it for Black Label. But this is a destination style trailer, so you can see very boxy shape on here. It has frameless windows on the outside with the Black Label line. But keep in mind, we also have from Cherokee these Timberwolf mini lofts as well. So this is another offering from the Cherokee line in these destination trailers. This year going to be an aluminum sided option, and then this year going to be a fiberglass sided option. So a little bit more of a premium build characteristic to the Black Labels from Cherokee. Now, the really cool thing that they're doing here is this patent pending campside terrace setup here. So this is not actually something that they built for this show. This is a collapsing, so essentially everything here in terms of these pieces along the sides are all going to collapse and lay down on the patio, so that this whole patio base folds up along this wall and goes with you wherever you travel. Now, a lot of times when you see RVs at events like this, the brands that are displaying them, or when you see videos of them being displayed, you might see patios like this, but a lot of times those patios that you're seeing are actually constructed for that event and are not attached to the camper itself. This is. So really big patio setting here that you get for a hangout spot, and that's just patio one of two. You see another one set up right here as well, and although I don't see it in place at the moment, my assumption is because we see these screw holes right here that there are other patio pieces that will go along the sides here that are just currently not here yet, as I'm here. I'm 2 days before this event actually goes live, so I don't know if they're fully got finished setting this up. But nonetheless, everything looks awesome on this destination trailer. Real quick, one last look around the outside. As you can see, all the windows, they obviously do allow you to see into the camper, as you can see here, but they also have a little bit of like a chrome finish to them at the same time. It's just hard to really tell that with how bright the sunlight is right now. See the back wall here, and then real quick before we go inside, you can see the back side of this destination trailer, the non-camp side. You have your 50 amp power connection here, water connections, and it does have a more all-terrain tire system with multiple drain valves, one on one side of the axles, the other on the other side of the axles, and you'll see why when we look at the fact that this does have a washer dryer unit inside. So as we go in through the main entry door, keep in mind, in addition to the main entry door here, you have entry door from the patio, rear entry door, and you have entry door here and entry door there from this patio. So various different ways that you can get in and out of this travel trailer or destination trailer. And right when we walk into this door, no privacy shade installed on this window here, so keep that in mind if that's something you want for additional privacy. When we walk in, we might as well knock out the lofts real quick because we have the stairs right here. So hang tight with me to see the rest of the space. Now, this staircase is very steep, but it does have a grab handle here, a nice thick grab handle there, so very easy to hold on to. And as we go up into this space, this is a super tall loft. So grown adults easily will be able to at least crawl around in here. If not, you can kind of do like a squatted walking around of this area. So this is at least probably like nearly 3 foot tall loft space. Plenty adequate for grown adults to share the space. You have, what looks like almost like a queen size mattress in here. Now, if this mattress isn't suitable for you, another thing to keep in mind too is because of the nature of this space, you definitely could get a new mattress up into this area if you wanted to. One of the ones that comes rolled up in a box, you can carry that up into the space and then open it up in the loft area here. So you could get a different type of mattress in this space with something like that if you want to. Getting it out of here, if you ever had to take it out of this space, is a different story because you do have a little bit of a narrow space to go down out of this area. But in addition to that, up in this area, we have some outlets, USB ports, solid wood cabinet doors, so it's an actual stained solid wood. Got some storage along both sides of your fireplace that sits in the middle. Does have a carpet flooring here, not padded or anything like that, so it is just a carpet on that floor. You have the fireplace, nice electric heat source for you. A little shallow storage space up here, nothing crazy about that there. And then on this side of the bed, should be the same storage. Yep, same storage over here as well. Turning back around this way, on your windows up in the loft, you have a black pleated shade here. That will not be the case for all of the windows in this RV, as you'll see. Now, as we go this way, the reason that it's so tall back in this space is you can see the ceiling actually is going up right here, and you're getting some more height because of the nature of the ceiling. So in one end, with the ceiling going down and with this platform being elevated a little bit to make headspace for the shower beneath this loft, you get a much smaller loft right here that is going to be more of like either a storage space or a hangout spot. A kid could certainly sleep in this area, or a grown adult for that matter, with laying down some sort of mattress in this space, but not nearly as comfortable as this other portion of the loft. So I think more often than not, that's likely going to be a space utilized for storage for most people, but you can let me know what you think in regards to that in the comments below. It does have outlets and USB ports right there. As we step down the steps, we'll go to the right into the bedroom. A couple fun things to take a look at in there. So as we open up this door, tons of window coverage. So definitely feel the degree of heat in here that you're going to get from all this window coverage. Something to keep in mind, you do have AC ducted into this area, and the AC is on right now. So we do have airflow coming back into here. It is substantial enough that you could feel it if you're laying in bed right there. But I definitely noticed with the sun beaming on these windows right now, it's probably a good 5 degrees warmer in this room than it is outside of this room. So just something to keep in mind with the bedroom space. During the nighttime shouldn't be an issue at all, but it is something during the day on, the warmer days with the sun hitting this, that it's gonna be a bit warmer inside of a room like this. Has a tilting bed in the bedroom. This looks like it's a queen size bed. And then underneath here have a bunch of different kind of cubby storage areas under the bed. See a couple more here as well. And let's see if there's any others on this side of the bed. Nothing over here. Got a little cubby there and a sliding storage space here for a wardrobe closet. Have individual reading lights for both people with a blue light and a warm reading light. Have tilting controls of the bed, so you do get a spot to tilt that bed back, free up some floor space here, and give you a comfortable spot to lounge on the bed. And you have a washer dryer combo unit here. And it's a Furrion washer dryer combo unit. First time I'm seeing a Furrion brand washer dryer combo unit. Not sure how long they've been making these, but that is going to be nonetheless a washer dryer equipped here inside of this destination trailer. Also have a battery disconnect switch here within the bedroom. Ceiling height in this space, pretty good. With the loft overhead, you have a ceiling height here of about, it's probably at least about 6'5", maybe 6'6", so pretty substantial with that, and certainly, comfortable space for most people. As we go back this way, wanted to see if there's any. Looks like the only types of curtains there are the curtains that slide across here for the windows, so that will kind of help keep some of the heat out. So we keep going this way, have your bathroom through here, so you're going to have a really large sink in this space. Got a mirror there, but no medicine cabinet. And then you have a pretty dang good sized shower as well with a molded in seat. This is a plastic 2-piece shower vent fan going out the side wall since we have the loft over this area. Got your storage here. Porcelain foot flush toilet, soft close plastic toilet seat. So I step inside the shower here, do a little height check. Pretty good, actually. For having the loft over top, this is pretty impressive. I mean, you have ceiling height here that's good for at least 6'3", almost 6'4", maybe. So plenty usable. Shower head sits kind of high. I wish they would have made it a little bit higher, but I only have to duck a little bit to get underneath it. And it is a little bit of a more premium shower head that it's coming with compared to some of your really basic standard ones on travel trailers. Not a whole lot of storage in here for the most part. You have some, shelving underneath there, but that's it. And really just one shelf, as I say, shelving. Then you have big windows all along the campsite here. You have a shelf up here as well. And as we come into the living room / kitchen space, you do have good division between the living room and the kitchen. You can see it's in the 80s out here in Indiana when I'm filming this RV, and they do have it down to 70 degrees in this space in the living room. So even with all the windows and everything, it's still a very comfortable temperature within this living room area. The bedroom, like I said, though, is probably at least 75 degrees. It might be 77, 78 degrees in that bedroom right now. So a little bit different case with the bedroom back there. As one AC is up over the loft and the other air conditioner is right here, and it is obviously ducted through the whole camper. Also have a ceiling fan here to push more air around, which is really nice. Have some nice lighting accents where you have a light in the speaker up there in the ceiling. You also have the light up badge that says Timberwolf right there with that mirror over that light fixture. And then as we go back this way through the kitchen space, again, solid wood cabinet doors. Has traditional clips there for those, and then it does have exposed hinges on the cabinets. Got your pantry space here, and then we have a microwave. This is going to be a standard RV size microwave, nothing crazy about that. Really nice looking Contour professional fridge and freezer. Has kind of that, like, you know, shiny black look on it with some nice accents. Good looking refrigerator space in there. And then as we get down into the freezer portion, two separate freezer portions down underneath here, it looks like. Yeah, so all drawers for all of your freezer storage under that space. Same thing in this area with black pull-down pleated shades on the windows. You got to be kind of tall to reach that, though. You might need a step stool to get up to that, because me being 6'1", I had to get on my tiptoes to grab that. Have a vent fan up above the kitchen and cooking area here. Same thing with this storage. Probably going to want a step stool to get up to that. That is pretty tall there. And then as we come back down, we have solid surface countertops in this kitchen. 3-burner gas stove. Really like this gray stone stove and oven in terms of just the overall aesthetic and how it looks. Have the 2 drawers down underneath here, soft close on these drawers. And then you have 3 drawers right here in the kitchen space using a standard plywood drawer construction with staples to hold everything in place. 3 drawers there. And then we have a really nice sink with multiple functions on the sink. Have your cutting board area. It's a charcoal stainless steel. Have the cup rinser and a retractable faucet. Underneath here, got your spot for your trash can or whatever storage you want to utilize that for. And then that is pretty much everything here. Outlet in that area, and then it looks like that's the only outlet in this kitchen. As we come back this way, we have our living room arrangement. It has an L-shaped sofa, also has the ottoman here. Now, the sofas do not make into beds. They are going to have storage up underneath the sofa. So you can see right there. Kind of makes sense because you don't really need to utilize any more bed space when you have multiple lofts, I would think. But curious your thoughts on that, if you would have rather had it make out into a bed than have storage underneath. Got another electric heat source here with that fireplace there. Another outlet right there, so that can be used for stuff in the kitchen. That gives you 2 kitchen outlets. And then you have your TV up over this area. Now, granted, they're giving you a big TV here. That looks like that is at least a 50-inch screen TV. It's hard to tell if it's a 50-inch or a 65-inch because it's so high. And it might be a 65-inch screen TV, but it feels very large for the space nonetheless. But you are definitely looking up. So you almost have to kind of like lounge on the sofa. Like if you sit like this, let me make sure you can see. Yeah, if you sit like this here on the sofa, you're looking right up at the TV. So I understand it's not directly in front of your line of sight, but because they give you the leg rest here and you can kind of lounge out like I am, you're pretty much looking right up at the TV if you're sitting like this. So you have a spot for maybe 2 or 3 people max to really lounge out and enjoy whatever's on the TV. Anybody else, like especially people sitting on this side, not going to be quite as comfortable, or you're going to be overlapping legs at some point for people to really lounge out like this. So pretty interesting, just kind of the design aspect on that and trying to make a floor plan like this work. And very curious your thoughts on that. What do you think? Other than that, that is pretty much everything. We do have some powered shades on some of these windows here. So you can see right here, you have shade 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to be all the shades along this wall. Have power controls for these. So those are going to be an actual blackout shade on those. Another speaker up in the corner there. And then that is pretty much everything. These windows here along this wall are going to all have the curtains. And then when we open up this door, we get out to the patio setup. Really nice. It seems like the material of this floor is metal. Now, this I don't think it comes with. I don't have anybody here to ask the question to, but usually this furniture that we're seeing is not something that it's going to come with, because they're not even going to have anywhere to like store it. So I think this is all just part of the staging, but nonetheless gives you a good idea of what you can utilize the space for. Sit down here, hang out. We have a chair right here. I mean, tons of usable space. This is a massive patio. Outdoor speakers here, have a mount for a TV outside, so you can do a TV up there as well. Again, not the most ideal location, but if you get a swivel mount that can swivel down, then you could have a pretty ideal viewing angle there for a TV to hang out outside. So pretty cool space nonetheless here, and you can kind of see that, you know, chrome mirrored characteristic to those windows there. So that is pretty much everything, y'all. Curious your thoughts on something like this destination trailer. Now, this thing is pretty much brand new, so I don't know what a price on it is gonna be. I can kind of try to make an estimate on it, but it's hard to say because I'm gonna have to kind of price match it to something like this Timberwolf 20 OG, which is a smaller version of a destination trailer with aluminum siding, where this is a bigger model, fiberglass siding, so it's not really a close comparison, but I'll do the best I can. Okay, being that this is going to sell somewhere in like the $40,000 price range, this has got to be in that like $50,000 to $60,000 price range, I would think. Probably closer to the 60,000 mark. But again, I'm just kind of guessing, as these aren't actually in stock yet as of me filming this. So we'll see what that ends up being, but I would feel pretty comfortable saying like around $60,000, I would think, or possibly even a little bit lower. But nonetheless, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Very curious your thoughts. And just a very interesting destination trailer here. As we go along the backside real quick, we'll show you a couple things. You do have manual stabilizers on the corners. We have an all-terrain tire right here, so it's a Westlake all-terrain tire with a standard leaf spring suspension. Now, this does give you the ability to tow this thing, but with its boxy design, it is more, you know, kind of equipped and designed to be something that you don't tow all that frequently. It more so is going to be something that you set and leave at a property in most instances. You have two 30-pound propane tanks, spot for your batteries here, manual tongue jack, and then as we come back around this way, see your wall here. Not a whole lot going on there, just outdoor shower and water connections, and then again you have your different drain valves on each side of the axle for your water tanks. But that is pretty much everything I got with all the information I have available to me at the moment. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.